Hi, and welcome to the Business and Barter Show. My name is Mike Wixon, and right there is Mike Muzzin. He, after all, is the president of Itsex Canada, and you'll find out more at unlimitedbarter.com. By the way, please subscribe to the podcast right here because we talk about barter and business, thus the name of the show. Aptly named, Michael.
I was going to say, first of all, great to be back. Great to be here. I'm so happy that we're doing this. This is a great new format for us. But yes, all things barter, some things business, all things entertaining.
Okay, so first of all, where can people find out more about what you guys do outside of unlimitedbarter.com?
I mean, email's good.
Yeah,
email's good. People find out if they want to ask any questions, get some inquiries answered. We can do that. It's barter.info. Real simple, barter.info@itexcanada.net.
Okay, and a quick overview. Barter is it's the original form of commerce, I guess, isn't it?
Original form of doing business.
Yeah.
Trading what you have for what you need. Early days would be, say, chicken for cows, milk, whatever you want. And Itsex and the industry in general, the barter industry, solves the inequitable match. So in essence,
you want to make sure you get a fair trade, in other words.
Right. So what we solve is when there isn't a match, when there isn't a fit, we can trade credit, right? So it's a value, a credit, and a digital credit that goes from, that you have in an account, that goes from your account to another when you're making a purchase, or vice versa. When you're making a sale, you can accept an Itsex barter dollar as a form of payment for your product or your service that then you apply elsewhere in your next transaction, whether it's for a purchase or you can accept another sale.
Okay, so if I got this right. So the guy that I'm trying to give chickens to says, no, I got enough chickens, but I still want those cows. You'll make it possible for me to get those cows, and you'll put those chickens into the system for somebody else to use.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, yes. And I get my deal done.
It's a form of payment, yes. It's a form of payment, a transfer of payment using an Itsex barter dollar.
I like to call you guys brokers.
Funny you should say that. Barter brokers, which is the backbone of our. You're really proud of yourself.
I am right now.
Okay, yeah. The backbone of our company. Trade directors are the formal sort of accountant, manager name that we use, or title that we use. But brokers in general, like myself, we assist in helping the business owners make those purchases and those sales using Itsex dollars.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about business. We do this quite often with the show historically.
I love this part.
When we talk on the audio show. On video now, people can see our faces as we react to each other's political and business.
It's kind of dangerous, actually.
I think we'll be okay.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay. But I will say this, as summer ends and we are headed to what I call the initial quarter, or what is really the last quarter, we get back from summer and we see what's going to happen in the new year, because you get these indicators in September, October, November, what's happening out there now that everybody's back to work. And I don't even understand that anymore, because nobody's back to work. I mean, that's a huge debate going on here in Canada and in the US. We all went home for COVID. We don't want to go back. And I think that's become one of the issues. But there are a few challenges, Mike, as we head into the fall. Interest rates are down. Business unemployment rates in construction and other industries are at all-time highs. Food prices are high. What do you see right now? I feel doom and gloom a little bit about the economy. How do you feel?
Yeah, I don't feel that much different. I think I don't want to use the word encouraging, but I think that you said that interest rates are down. They're down because they didn't go up, which is great. I mean,
I'm sorry. I meant to say interest rates are up. The whole situation is a bummer, is what I meant. Sorry, the interest rates definitely went up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That could that could work. You could say they are down,
but they held. They held
form. They didn't change. They held exactly where I think they should have been, and thankfully, every increase you felt a little bit of a tightening, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more of a strangulation on the economy and frankly on families across this country. So
I think mortgage people that are at that point of renewing their mortgage in the next 6 months, we're going to see some painful moments in our economy.
I think it'll be 6 months, 18, right?
Yeah.
Like all those all those terms that are coming up for renewal, it's going to definitely going to feel the squeeze there. So, it's going to be hard for a lot of people, and there's going to be some tough decisions to be made, no doubt about it. But, it does certainly feel like a bit of a doom and gloom situation. I mean, the next 6 to 12 months are going to tell a lot.
Yeah.
And I think if you were to put it in one term or one word, it would be uncertainty. There's still a lot of, economic uncertainty, either for the small, medium-sized business community, namely, and also, of course, individuals, right, as they're managing households, which in a sense, of course, are like their own businesses. So it's a lot to manage. There's a lot to navigate through, and you're seeing, all the loans also coming up for, over COVID that came in. They're all coming up for repayment. Combine that with those interest rate hikes over the last, say, 18 to 24 months, where it was like sort of, much more manageable. And now we've seen all those increases. That's all playing a huge role in this doom and gloom environment right now.
Yeah, I do feel it. And I think everybody does. That uncertainty, I hope, is part of the feeling that you get when an economy is starting to recover itself. And then, of course, the global economy seems to be the number one concern of our leaders, which I've heard everything from the Great Reset to a global recession to all of these various degrees of prognosis, none of which are really showing me a light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, I think that those are all hot topics.
Yeah.
Depending on what community you're speaking to, and they're all hot topics in sort of one form or another. And the reality is that there's going to be, and that's where a lot of the uncertainty part comes in.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of change, either on an economic level, but also on a national level. So you're seeing the impacts of that. So when you see G7 and even up to G20 countries talking about, then we just had more global meetings. I believe it was in India, right?
Yeah.
So when you talk about where do we go from here, and you're also seeing a division, right? You're seeing, organizations, countries that are using, one form of currency in the U.S. currency as the basically the governing currency for the world, and then you have another growing segment, which is the BRICS nations that are looking to back it by gold, not just by paper out of thin air. You're seeing two real divisive, kind of groups there, and you can almost see
the people who
the two
owe
sides.
money and the people who have money.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's always been the same, right? And that's what it seems like even globally. Now, all of this being said, is it having an impact on what happens at Itsex on a day-to-day basis lately? I mean, one of the things that you added for the day-to-day consumer, I think, is a reaction to this. Maybe
I think it is in a lot of ways, right? As the family community, as a term, and then of course in business, we're feeling, they're feeling the stretch, right?
Yeah.
Like, so the tightening that is coming up is going to become even more apparent than it is right now, and we have to remind our members. So this is sort of the connection. We have to remind Itsex members that yes, you should be utilizing your Itsex accounts even more to not only just enhance your business and make it, make things easier for yourself, but you're also going to continue to be able to enhance your lifestyle.
Yeah.
We sort of switched our slogan to Barter for better. And the reason for that is because Itsex in a lot of ways does a number of things better, right? So it's better sales, like better customers, meaning more of them, and better cash flow because you're not spending cash, you're spending Itsex instead, and a better lifestyle. You're going out to concerts and sporting events. You're using a limousine. These are things that you would not part with using cash. So in a perfect world, you'd be using your Itsex dollars to do that. So you're enhancing or maintaining your lifestyle, and there's lots of travel. I mean, the list. Go down the list all day long, where you can spend Itsex dollars instead of cash, and that's a great, powerful way to incorporate Itsex in your day-to-day.
Now, you've opened it up beyond the commerce of business now, where anybody can participate in Itsex, I guess even at a cottage industry level, on a part-time work basis, self-employment basis. Talk about that.
Well, what we came to realize, especially over COVID, this was really pre-COVID as something that we had in the works, but during and post-COVID, we definitely saw a lot of people who were either already in the gig economy or the side hustle economy, if you will, looking at additional ways to increase their income. So Itsex acted accordingly. We, expanded our horizons, if you will, and we are now allowing personal accounts.
Wow, that's a huge difference in your business. And frankly, I don't know of another barter company doing this out there. I haven't heard this model, but it makes so much sense when everybody is gig oriented and doing what we can just to survive, to have all the beautiful things and things in life that are the enhancements that are enjoyment, like you point out, taking a limo or seeing a concert, going out for dinner.
Well, as you
Yeah.
pointed out, right? So if somebody has a cottage and, their cottage is no different than a hotel. If they have a cottage and is there nights or weeks available, there's no reason why those can't be put on the Itsex exchange to help leverage that downtime. And Itsex is a great way to do that.
Maybe you have 2 or 3 kids between the ages of 10 and 14 that can cut the grass, or you could be using them for menial labor on Itsex. Would that be allowed, Mike?
Probably not encouraged, but definitely allowed.
Okay.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
But at the same time, use Itsex dollars to pay for their next birthday party
or summer camp or something in that realm.
Right. So again, those are personal purchases. Those are personal expenses, and a way to maximize your dollar, either a cash or an Itsex dollar, and use Itsex to pay for those kinds of purchases for sure.
And once again, not a bridge to child labor. So we want to make that clear.
Super clear. No child labor. Let's not go there.
As if they'd leave the video games behind anyway. Look, let's do this. Let's hit on 1 or 2 or 3, if you want, different Itsex offerings right now to give people an idea of what's out there. If you're already a member, you've probably seen this. There's a hot sheet that goes out where you can get tips on what's available and new members to the group. I will say this as a member of the group. It's great networking. I've made some great friends, some great business associates, and it leads to growing your business in many ways you just didn't think possible. And I could give you 100 examples, but let's give 2 or 3 right now of what's out there.
Yeah, let us do that. Yeah, let's
okay.
Do that. So let us do that. I guess first things first, we just because it's top of mind, it's less than a month away with the Chateau Le Jardin Thanksgiving brunch. That's always a favorite.
Brunch this year?
Brunch this year. Certainly save the dishes, save people slaving away all day making Thanksgiving meals.
And let's be honest, you can't keep up with Uncle Frank. He's like eight helpings. Let him go back to the buffet for more if he needs to at the antipasto bar.
Could do that.
So many good things about that happening. Le Jardin, how much is that? Do you know?
Yes, I do. Thankfully, I've been blessed with a good memory. $89.95 for adults, and I believe it's $59.95 for kids. 3 and under eat for free.
Once again, we don't encourage celebrating Thanksgiving with the children. I don't know if we brought that up earlier. Oh, no, it was a child labor thing.
Child labor. Cut out the child labor.
Right. We're all for that this Thanksgiving. What else do you have on the list?
Yeah, just some sort of things that jumped out that I thought would be good. We have a lot of supplies that could be good for the home or the business. So you're talking gloves, soaps, cleaners. These are all available on Itsex. Stop buying this stuff overpriced at grocery stores. Buy them on Itsex and put your cash away. That's a good one.
A message directly to my wife. I think that's a good one. I bet I'll be shopping before the end of the week
also,
when she sees this.
A message to Galen West End. Let's cut those prices at the grocery stores. Everybody would appreciate that.
I saw that happening this week too. Our government's saying, what are you doing about it? Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen.
Galen Weston, by the way, when you show up to meet our government with a backpack and you're a billionaire, I don't know what you're trying to do. It's not a great look.
Another one that I thought was great because it is a nice time to get away this time of year is check out our weekend getaways. Golden Pathways, go to BC, to Quebec. There's Winnipeg as well. There's lots of great Canadian travel opportunities. Florida is also great this time of year. Not too hot, but nice to get away. And those are all available on Itsex as well. So those are sort of the 3 that I thought would be worth mentioning and bringing up.
Unlimitedbarter.com. This is Mike Muzzin. My name is Mike. This has been the Business and Barter Show. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.